Hey guys, it is Saturday, July 5th, and I am participating in Summerween hosted by Gabby Reads. And so for the next 6-7 days, something like that, I'm gonna be reading spooky books, doing Halloween themed things, and I'm super excited for it because summer is not my season. I hate the summertime. I hate being hot. I hate it. So being able to pull in a little bit of those fall spooky vibes into my summer, I love. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I have a few books that I'll try to get to over the next few days. Do I think that I'm going to be able to read multiple books in a week? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to be reading The Mist by Stephen King. I kind of already started it, but I'm just a couple of pages into it. So this I'm reading anyways because Alana is reading this in her Facebook group. We're all reading it together. So I will be reading that one. And then I figured I could also read What Moves the Dead and What Feasts at Night, which are both pretty short. So that gives me three, wow, I just threw that. Which gives me three relatively shorter books that hopefully I can finish. I think one of the bingo prompts is to read like a novella or short, maybe it was like a graphic novel or a novella or something like that. I don't know. So anyways, here is the bingo board. Again, I'm getting all of this stuff from Gabby Reads. I will post her channel down in the description. So I'm doing the Summerween Readathon, and then also I'm doing Summerween in Alana's group, Really Hangouts. And so it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna take you with me this week. I do have one more book. Hold on. I also have How to Sell a Haunted House that I got on sale at Books A Million. But I don't have a ton of horror other than Stephen King, which I do love Stephen King. He's one of my favorite authors. And eventually I will read all of his books. I'm slowly rebuilding my collection. I got rid of a lot of my Stephen King around the time that I was like moving for college and things like that. Anyways, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run to the bookstore and look and see what they might have to read for this week.
Brothers and sisters, lead the way. Shackled to the rhythm, your soul is waved. So you better get down on your knees and pray. Coming up for the Hawks of Medford, jumping on the hot seat, lying in the Deadpool delivery quick. Expensive mistake, the damage, the damage, the damage, the damage. Hey, no way, some ghost driving a AC Cobra Auto Cafe. Get dirty up on the dance Cobra.
We're back. Start a load of laundry. I know you can hear that in the background. So before we left, I told you guys that I would like to read The Mist, the two T. Kingfisher books, and then How to Sell a Haunted House. I did find a few more things. The horror section at my Books A Million is not very well stocked. You can see that most of it is Stephen King, which again, I mean, I did find some more things in other places in the store. I do have enough books for sure that I could read during this readathon, but I kind of was trying to expand my horror selection to be not just Stephen King books. And I did not buy any Stephen King books today, even though there were some there that I do not currently have. None that were in the discounted books though. So all of that to say, the ones that I did get that could go along with the readathon, I'm not going to show you all of them. I'm going to save the stuff that was fantasy for my book haul for July. But I will give you a little bit of a sneak peek. So I did get Home is Where the Bodies Are. This one was regular price, but both of these were in the discount books. So The Killer in Me was only $3.97, and then Stranger Danger was only $5. So they're both young adult though, so I don't really know how much horror they're gonna be, more so than thriller, but you know, whatever. There is a little bit of overlap there, I think. So I got those, and they're both pretty short. This one's not super long either, which I say that, and it's almost 300 pages. I think just being a fantasy reader warps my perception of what's a short book and what's not a short book. But anyways, so here is what we have for this week. I'm going to get through as much of it as I can. I do know that one of the prompts is read in the dark or something. So tonight, because it is a Saturday, it feels so weird because we had yesterday off. It feels like today should be Sunday and I should have to watch the baby tomorrow, but I don't. So tonight I can stay up and read, and I might even be able to finish The Mist tonight. That would be wild to finish that in one sitting. But I wanted to show you, I did get something else today that I thought was really cute. I got these bookends. These were regularly priced, but they're gold, and I thought that they would look perfect with my Plated Prisoners series. So I think I'm gonna put this in there. And then I got this. This was 70% off, so I think this is like $5 or $6. I also got this to put together and maybe put up somewhere. It's just one of those little wood models. So you stick it all together, and then I can put it maybe up on this shelf back here. They had scrapbooks, not scrapbooks, scrapbook paper for I guess $4.99, and they're normally $9.99. So I grabbed a few of those. So the blues, obviously I had to get, so it's kind of like soft floral patterns. There's clouds and things like that. Probably not something I'll use like in my reading journal or anything like that, but you know, maybe in my planners. And then I got Stardust, which is like celestial but blue. And then I got Terra Luna, which is celestial and more like the darker blue and purple. So I thought these were really pretty. And I thought about taking and splitting this with Alana, because this is her vibe too, the celestial and the like darker colors, and there's multiple of each page, so I could do that. But anyways, we'll see. I don't know, she may have enough scrapbook paper, I'll have to ask. So anyways, yep, that is it for now. I am going to clean up around here a little bit first, and then I need to record my June book haul still. And now I probably maybe have waited too long. I don't know what time it is, and my husband will be home soon. So anyways, I am going to work on that, and I will check back in with you tonight when I'm reading The Mist. Also, while we were buying our books, a guy like 2 people ahead of us was buying Dungeon Crawler Carl, and it took everything in me not to go tell him that he had made like the best choice that day, because that would be weird. But to that guy out there, I hope you enjoy it.
Expensive mistake. The damage, the damage, the damage, the damage. Hey, no way. Some ghost driving a AC Cobra Auto Cafe. Get dirty up on the dance macabre. Hey, no way. I had you down for the cat's pajamas. Auto Cafe. Get dirty up on the dance macabre. If you don't mind, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, take it down and over. If you don't mind.
Okay, so it is day 2 of Summerween, and I have finished The Mist. It took me a little longer than I thought it would. I am listening to this Inevitable Ruin book 7 of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. So I listened to that a lot this morning. Also, I stayed up way later than I meant to last night, watching Bones and crocheting. So, finishing this, plus I read it in the dark last night until it got to the point where the words weren't making sense anymore. And I was like falling asleep. I think next, I'm not sure. I was thinking about doing the prompt about a book that has 6 words in the title, because I have 2 books that I could use for that. Home is Where the Bodies Are, and How to Sell a Haunted House. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Making sure I can count still. However, both of those are a little bit bigger. I do have like some smaller ones, like Stranger Danger, and What Moves the Dead. I also have What Feasts at Night, but I would read What Moves the Dead first. So I don't know if I want to do one of these 2 shorter ones, or if I want to do one of the longer ones. If the longer one is good, I know that I'll like be able to finish it pretty quickly, because none of them are super long. I purposely got shorter books because I knew I was going to try to read whatever I chose in this week. I don't know. I guess I'll read the first little bit of each of these. I don't know if I'll finish the entire board, because one of them says to read outside. It's freaking hot outside. Like, ugh. If I read outside, I'm literally gonna go sit in my car and read, and I don't think that counts. And I think one of them said a desert setting. So I don't think I'll read anything that's set in the desert. I don't even know if I have anything to read that's set in the desert. I will read the first little bit of each of these and then let you know what I decide. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed that yesterday my shirt was like Halloween themed, and today I'm wearing my Goosebumps shirts. I do need, well, I don't have to, but one of the things is to watch a spooky movie. And so I do think I am going to do that, because then it'll give me an opportunity to crochet. And I've got to finish this blanket that I'm working on. So I might set it up in here tomorrow on my computer, like my laptop, and sit here and crochet and watch a spooky movie. But I got to decide which one I want to watch. So we'll see. Okay, so she's saying that her mom's favorite thing is a tomato sandwich, because she was born, she doesn't know anything better. Tomato sandwiches are bomb, okay? Just saying. It actually makes me want a tomato sandwich. Ooh, or a BLT. I'm gonna make one of those for lunch tomorrow. Okay, so having just been through the hospice situation almost a year ago now, that first chapter was a tough one. So let's check this one out.
Saw me in the bathroom, numbers in the bed. Kiss and kiss, makeup, toast in the bread. And Elvis moans a golden night dread. With death in the living room, offering a head. Are you watching? Are you watching? Colors and chains and cuffs are matching. Kamikaze stag do twist and shout. And suit on arm, cause on a girl's night out.
Okay, that one was not quite as interesting.
No way, some girls driving on AC.
Does seem like it would go very fast though. Even though I don't know if I want to read about school. It was not bad. I don't know. This one was the most interesting. This one seems like it will be the fastest read. I think I'm gonna go for this one and see if I can finish it tonight. I'm not sure, but I think this one might be like a dual timeline thing. I don't know, because there's this girl and her friend's boyfriend, and they're going to a farmhouse to study for exams. Like, no TV, no internet, no phones, that kind of thing. And then we're also getting another point of view of a girl who's like new to school. And I don't know, at first I was thinking teacher, but now I'm not so sure. But it was just talking about a bicycle having a hole in the tire, and then these girls are gonna go into town and there's a bicycle with a hole in the tire. So not sure what's going on. It's a little bit more young adult than I guess I was wanting to read, but it is going very fast. It is one that I think I can read pretty quickly and then move on to something else. So now that I know who is like doing this stuff to them, I'm losing interest. There is still some mystery to it, but there is a plot line in here that I absolutely loathe. I think that's taking away from my enjoyment of it. But yeah, I definitely think I can finish it tonight. So I finished it. This has a teacher and student relationship in it, and I despise that. I mean, of course, being a teacher, that's just gives me the ick. But just, I mean, it should give anybody the ick. I mean, a predator's a predator. But anyways, it was okay. The little twist at the end I did not see. But at the end, like, it talks about bullying a lot, and bullying is the reason that a lot of this stuff happened. And then at the end it talks about bullying, but then it totally skates over the fact that an adult was sleeping with a teenager. Okay, so anyways, that is 2 books down for Summerween, and I don't know if I wanted to try to get a little bit of sleep or not. I'm not tired, so I may just keep reading. So I made it about halfway through this, maybe a little bit more than halfway. I'm enjoying it so far. I am really curious as to why this mystery happened. So this is the one where in the beginning the mom passes away and the 3 siblings get back together and they're watching a home video, and then they see that their parents were involved in a crime. Somebody disappeared and their parents are apparently involved, and they're trying to figure out what happened, and we're trying to figure out what happened, and I'm very curious as to what happened. So like I said, so far so good. I think I like this one the best out of what I've read for this blog so far. Definitely I like it better than Stranger Danger that I just read. We'll see how it ends. It is currently Tuesday. Yeah, day 4 of Summerween, and I am on, I don't even know how many books I've read now. Book 4? I think so, maybe? I don't remember. I started this last night, but I was like super exhausted and ended up going to bed pretty early. So I'm definitely going to be able to finish this one today as long as I read. But I also want to watch the spooky movie today and work on my blanket. So far, I've only done about 54. I've done 54 rows out of 220 something. So I have to do at least 4 rows a day to be done by the deadline. And I really need to speed that up because I also am going to have to put a backing on this one because I did not keep the back neat at all. And also this one I'm doing like front only, so like non-turning, which means that every row I start over, and so I have all of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get fabric and sew to this so that the back is just a solid piece of fabric, but it's gonna make this a pretty heavy blanket. So it's definitely gonna be like a deep wintertime blanket, or like somebody that's anemic and cold all the time. It's gonna have to be their blanket. Wow, that TV's got a lot of fingerprints on it. I forgot that there were 5 like prompts to read through, and some of these are on the bingo board and some of them are not, and so that's why I don't know. Anyways, of these, this one, the read a book that you've owned for a year or more. None of the ones that I'm reading right now I've owned for a year or more, so I had to pull another book off the shelf. So I chose Stephen King Elevation. I was hanging on to this one because me and Alana we're gonna do the Castle Rock, like read the things in order, whatever thing, we're gonna read all of the Castle Rock books like in order. And this one is one of the later ones. So I got this because it was on sale at Books A Million, and I stuck it on the shelf. But I think I'm gonna read it this week. I'm gonna finish. Where did it go? I don't know what I did with it. Anyways, I'm gonna finish What Moves the Dead. Isn't that the one yes. So I'm going to finish What Moves the Dead tonight, and then I think I will do this one. This also has a night sky on the cover. So the only thing then that I'm not going to be able to do, or that I'm going to have to think about to be able to do, is the one about the desert. I finished this audiobook last night while I was fixing supper. It was very short. It says it's young adult, but it's more middle grades, I think. It was very much like Nancy Drew or Hardy Boys, but with some Boxcar Children vibes. Like, it was about these three friends that are doing this dare in this like haunted house, and they're gonna try to figure out, is this place really haunted? And so they're doing this investigation, and in the end they figure out the secret about this house. And it just, even though it was spooky, so it's a good spooky story, but it was still very wholesome, which gave me the Boxcar Children vibes, because I feel like those are very wholesome books, and those are very nostalgic for me. I loved reading those as a kid. So, but anyways, yeah, that is the update. I'm going to be reading tonight. I did watch my spooky movie. I watched Hocus Pocus, and I know some people are gonna like choose like a spooky movie, but to me, like Halloween, I'm Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Casper, pretty much those three on repeat, and then I'll throw in like Monster Squad and Ghostbusters and like that kind of thing. I mean, I am a creature of habit. I do the same thing. I watch the same movies. I do all of the same things, right? So the only thing that I need to figure out now is what Halloween treat. And so I have to pick something that's not like super fattening, because I'm on a diet. I've lost 9 pounds in the past month-ish. I think it's been about a month. So yeah, I don't want to ruin that. So I'll have to give that some more thought. Warren's watching Spaceballs. We love that movie. Anyways. So I was watching Kayla's first Summerween vlog, and I made the little golden snitch that I got at, where'd I get this? Oh, Michael's, that's right. So, so cute. I'm gonna go, put it on the shelf, and then I'm going to read. And we have the first 5-star of the vlog. This was so good. So good. Creepy. Oh, I loved it. So this is a reimagining of Edgar Allan Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher, which I'm slightly familiar with. I did not reread it before I read this one, but I know the concept of what happens in it, but this was really good. You should definitely give this one a try. So next up, I think I'm gonna read Elevation. I think so. So it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I just finished this. It was okay. Interesting, but also a little bit pointless to an extent. I don't know. It's just one of those weird things that could only happen in the mind of Stephen King, I guess. The political commentary in this one kind of is not really my vibe. I get enough of politics in real life. I don't really want to read about it in my fiction, if that makes sense. But, you know, it was interesting. Another Stephen King ending, for sure. I think I'm going to give this one 3 stars, though. Because, I mean, it was okay. But it wasn't anything, you know, amazing or wonderful or whatever. But it does mark another task off of the list. So, I don't know, maybe I can do all 5 tasks and make a bingo, because it's only 2 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday and I have until Saturday to finish. So I'm feeling pretty good. And I did find a desert book. I think it's a cozy mystery. It's like desert something, because I don't know. I'll take a screenshot and put it in here. But I think I'm going to read that one, and that will mark off the desert prompt. It does say, I just realized it said bake a Halloween treat, but I think I might do a drink. But I'm going to do that tomorrow, because I don't need to have something that's got Red Bull in it at 2 o'clock in the morning. I probably should try to go to sleep. Hey guys, so it's now later in the day on Wednesday, because I last talked to you at like, I don't know, 2 or 3 o'clock this morning. Anyways, it's now like 8 something. We're waiting on the Safe Light guy to come and replace the windshield in the car, because the other day when we went book shopping, a rock hit the windshield and now it's cracked pretty much from the bottom almost up to the top. I guess the heat keeps making it like crack further and further, but anyways, it's getting replaced today, so I'm waiting on the guy to text me that he's on his way. And I figured I would make my fall treat. So I'm in my kitchen. So that I can do that. Now, it said to bake a fall treat, but like I said, I'm on a diet, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make a fall drink instead. Last year, Dutch Bros did a caramel apple rebel drink for their like fall drinks, and it was delicious. And so I have a recipe to make it at home, and it's not as good as the original, but you know, it goes with the vibe anyways. And so we're gonna make one. So I've got a cup with ice, and I've got a sugar-free Red Bull. I've got a 12 ounce because they had these on sale, like 2 for $5. So I got one of the smaller ones, and I'm gonna pour that in there, which I say smaller, that's not the small size, it's like way zoomed in. Can I zoom it out? Nope, I cannot. Okay, so there's that. And then it's like half a tablespoon to a tablespoon of the flavors. So I'm gonna do half, since this is a smaller one, and see what that tastes like. That was actually closer to 1, but that's okay. Oh, I'm not very good at this recipe thing. So I've got green apple. This one's the Skinny Mix's Dragon Sour Green Apple. And then it's salted caramel, also Skinny Mix's. So I don't even remember how many calories are in the sugar-free Red Bull. It's not a lot. And then, of course, both of these are 0. So that way I can stick to my calorie deficit. Get that a little stirry. I think it needs a little more flavor. It still kind of just tastes like Red Bull. So about another half of each. Green apple smells really good. Oh, you know what else might be good is I've got some of the salted caramel syrup. But caramel apples definitely fall for me. So is caramel pretty much anything. And I did buy some kettle corn because it's actually not as high in calories as I thought it was, if you like measure it out. So I can't remember how many calories it was per cup, but yep, very good. All right, so salted caramel green apple Rebel. And that will count as my fall treat. Even though I didn't bake it, I made it. But anyways, cheers. So I've only got 4 books left that were in like my TBR. Technically 3, plus I added the desert one so that I could hit all 5 of the prompts. But I've still got, let's see, today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I've got 4 days. So 4 days, 4 books. Can I finish? Probably so. If I want to, I don't know. Like, how many books have I read so far now? A lot. Okay. So I read another chapter of this last night. Maybe a chapter and a half. I don't know. I don't know if it was like reading chapter 1 and then coming back and having to kind of skim through it because I kind of forgot what this chapter 1 was about. And then, like I said, coming back and reading more of it. I don't know if that's why this is like, it's not super interesting to me right this second. But I also haven't started my cozy mystery yet. So I may do that one. According to my Kindle app, it should take me about an hour and a half to finish it. So I may do that one so that I can check that off of my list, because I do still need to read outside. I can do that later. And go maybe sit in the swing and read or something. I'm going to check out my ebook and read some of that, and hopefully it's not a DNF. It's so short, I doubt that it is, and I'm pretty open-minded on cozy mysteries. So anyways, I'm gonna go read it and I'll check back in with you and let you know how it's either going or how it went, depending on if I finish it. I may have to DNF this book. So I doubt any of you are gonna read this book, so I'm just gonna tell you. How about this guy who was the woman that ends up getting murdered? It's her late husband's business partner and best friend. How about he just randomly pulls out a ring and asks her to marry him? Like, I've been in love with you since I met you, and you know, now that your husband's dead, I figured you'd want to marry me. What? I don't want to DNF it though, because I'm a completionist and I want to complete the whole bingo board. Ain't that right, buddy? And then it like cuts back to the whole thing is like this woman that you meet in the beginning. She like evaluates antiques, or what, appraises, that's the word. She's an antique appraiser, and her and her sister are going to appraise this woman's estate. And then it like jumps back to the people that have reason to want to murder her, which now we're at 3 people, which, well, only 2 want to murder her. 1 just wants to steal from her. So it jumps back to this woman's point of view, and they're going to appraise the stuff, and the sister's like, so do you have everything you need? And then she's like, yeah, I have. And then she lists like 50 things that she needs to do her job. And then she's like, so how does this work again? What do you do? And it's like, you couldn't come up with a better way to describe how she does her job. I try very hard. Like, I know how hard it is to write a book. I know, because I'm still working on trying to write a whole complete book. But it's like, you can't just like have the characters tell you every piece of background information that you're gonna need. I know, it wasn't very good, was it? It wasn't very good. No. So, I don't know, it's so cringy. It's getting worse and worse, but I don't want to DNF it because I want to get my bingo, but it's really bad. Oh, and also, the appraiser woman's sister is psychic. Can't forget that. Because she just said, oh, by the way, you know how sometimes I'm kind of psychic? So bad. Okay, so it is Thursday. I didn't record much yesterday because I didn't finish any books yesterday. We have reading sprints today on Kayla's channel. And I've got some videos I need to edit today. I've got videos I need to record at some point. Maybe I can do that today. We'll see. But there are 3 days left in Summerween. I have read 6 books so far, which is kind of crazy to me, but they're short books. So I have to keep that in mind, that usually the books that I'm reading are not short. It makes me feel better. Another reason I hate summer. Excuse my hair. Okay, so this is so bad. Rosa walked back into the kitchen accompanied by a large heavyset man with graying hair and a mustache to match. Marty had no idea who he was, but he certainly looked like someone she would definitely like to get to know better. Since when is large, heavy-set man with graying hair make you think love interest? Because I thought it was going to be one of the suspects. Okay, no. As Marty looked up from her plate of Mexican eggs Benedict at the big, handsome man who had just walked into the room, she felt her heart do a flip-flop. For absolutely no reason whatsoever, she had the fleeting thought, so you've come. I've been waiting for you, huh? What is this all about? What is going on? I feel like a teenager. I can barely look at him. He's so gorgeous. It must have something to do with Laura's psychic powers. I'll get back at her later. The fuck? I took it down and that's not much better. Anyways. Marty, I'll be back in a minute. I need to use the bathroom, Laura said. That's her psychic sister. When she was gone, Marty turned to the detective and said, of course, what kind of questions can I answer for you? Well, first of all, I see you're not wearing a wedding ring. May I assume you're not married? Oh, this is so bad. Yes, Marty said, feeling her face redden. But what does that have to do with my appraisal? Absolutely nothing, but I wanted to find out. I don't know if you're aware of it. Actually, I don't see how you could be, but I feel like there's some kind of an electric spark going back and forth between us. If I'm really out of line, I apologize. This is crazy. This is painful to read. And if I have to hear it, so do you. Let's get back to the appraisal, she said, hoping he didn't see the twitch in her right eyelid, which happened when she got nervous. Marty, are you okay? Jeff said, leaning towards her. It looks like your right eyelid is twitching. Yes, I'm fine. It happens sometimes when I'm tired. I'm sure that's what it is. It's nothing to be concerned about. Laura walked back into the room, took one look at Marty and said, Marty, what's wrong? Your eyelid's twitching, and it only twitches when you're nervous. The fuck? This is so bad. And like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if I've been like catfished, but look at this. This is USA Today best-selling author. What happened? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Halloween girl sees the fray. Brothers and sisters lead the way. Shackled to the rhythm, your soul is waved. So you better get down on your knees and pray. Coming up for the hawks of metal. Jumping on the hot seat, lying in the Deadpool delivery quick. Expensive mistake. The damage, the damage, the damage, the damage. Hey, no way. Some ghost driving an AC Cobra auto da fake. Get dirty up on the dance macabre. Hey, no way. I had you down for the cat's pajamas auto da fake. Get dirty up on the dance macabre. If you don't mind, 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 take it down and over. If you don't mind, 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 take it down and over. Zombie in the back room, nuns in the bed. Kids a kiss, makeup, toast in the bread. And Elvis moans a don't let he dread with death in the living room, offering a head. Are you watching? Are you watching? Collars and chains and cuffs are matching. Chemicals stag do twist and shout. And suit on archives on a girl's night out. Hey, no way. Some ghost driving on AC Cobra auto da fake. Get dirty up on the dance macabre. Hey, no way. I had you down for the cat's pajamas auto da fake. Get dirty up on the dance macabre. If you don't mind, 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 take it down and over. If you don't mind, 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 take it down and over. If you don't mind, 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 if you don't mind.
So I officially have my first 1-star read of the year. I should have DNF'd this. This was torturous to read. But after I read outside, which I can do tomorrow, I can now have a full blackout bingo board. Was it worth it? Probably not. But oh my gosh, that was just one of the worst things I have ever forced myself to read. So yeah, it's supposed to be a 2-hour book, and it took me, wait, didn't I start yesterday? Yeah, it took me over a day because it sucked. Anyways, now that I am finished, I can go to bed and I can get up and read something else tomorrow. I can pick something great. Okay guys, it is currently the last day of Summerween. Yesterday I did writing sprints with Alana's writing group, the Can't Write Your Guts Out group over on the Discord. And I didn't read very much after that. I am gonna hold off on this one. I barely got any further. I'm gonna save this one for October, I think, which was originally kind of like my thought process when I got it. It's not that I'm not interested in it. As I'm going through this, I remember some of the booktubers I follow reading and talking about this one, so I am still interested in it. I'm not feeling it right in this moment, so I'm gonna hold off on that one. And then looking at the 2 other books that I still have, I think I'm gonna save those as well. I had a book that was recommended to me that I think I'm going to read. Right now I am headed to Dutch Bros because I have earned it this week. But I still haven't done the read outside prompt. So before I leave, I think I'm gonna sit out here on the swing and read a little bit. It's cloudy, so it's not as hot. Oh my gosh, there are bugs everywhere though. I'm gonna read on my phone for a little bit, so you won't be able to see the proof that I'm reading, but I promise I'm gonna sit here and read for a little bit. I'm gonna start my new book. Okay, checking back in. Everybody's in bed. I read a little bit before I left for Dutch Bros and then listened to the book on the way there and on the way back. So I'm about 50% of the way through, and I knew my bestie wouldn't steer me wrong. I am really enjoying this book. It drops you right into the middle of the action. And so from the beginning, you can tell that this man and his daughter are like on the run, and through flashbacks, it's telling the story like from a dual timeline, through like flashbacks and stuff. And as he's going back and thinking about, it's about a 2-year window of time, a little bit less than that, of this thing that's going on. You come to find out why he's in hiding and what's going on. But I was thinking that even though I've read a lot of spooky books this week, it hasn't really felt like Halloween necessarily. But I thought to kind of get some more of those vibes in, while I listen to the second half of the book, I'm gonna crochet a little ghosty, and I'm gonna use my Oogie Boogie hook. So this is a Wickedly handmade crochet hook. If you crochet, they do, I think they're at 1 sale per month right now. It's usually at the end of the month. This was a Halloween pre-order hook, so hopefully they do those again this year, because I would like to try to get some more J hooks. I've been noticing every time I go to crochet, like the blanket I'm crocheting right now, I need a J hook, and I don't have any of my like special fun hooks in that size. So I'm gonna use my glow in the dark Oogie Boogie in my Halloween Town pajamas. Since I'm using my Oogie Boogie hook, I think I'm gonna use an Oogie Boogie stitch marker. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna put you on my tripod over here, and I am going to listen to the rest of this book. Oh, by the way, it's called, what is it called? It's called The Night Parade. I think that's the name of it, The Night Parade. Anyways, I'm going to put on the audiobook, finish that up, and crochet a ghosty. So let's do it. There he is. I made the rookie mistake of putting the eyeballs on without thinking about where the arms would go because it's a no-sew pattern. So I had to like cut these safety eyes off before putting another set on there. But anyways, yep, there he is. We'll call him Casper, the friendly ghost. So I made it about 75% of the way through my book. It's getting very intense. I can't tell you what is currently happening, but there's almost like a kind of countdown situation now, where they're trying to make it somewhere they're trying to get to safety, but there's this looming thing in the background. I'm gonna go put this phone on the charger because sitting there and recording that, I'm down to like 5% battery. But while it's charging up, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna finish reading it. I'm gonna listen to it while the phone's on the charger, and I will check back in with you when I get done. Okay, so I'm done. Wow. I don't know if that was a 4 or a 5 star. I guess I'll have to sleep on it and decide. That was, wow. Anyways, that concludes my Summerween Readathon experience. I read 8 books in 8 days. Wow. Granted, they're a bit smaller than the books I normally read, so I'm interested to see how many pages that was. Maybe I'll put up some stats of just my Readathon reading. But, yeah, I think after all of that, I think my next vlog's definitely going to be something, happier. That was a lot of, death and sadness that I read this week. So, anyways, whatever I decide to vlog next, hopefully I will see you there. And yeah, did you do Summerween? If so, how did it go? Are you as emotionally wrecked as I am right now? But that is it for now. I think I'm gonna go put on a comfort movie and go to sleep. And yeah, I will see you again soon. Bye.